Google Performance Max ad campaigns. So this is a relatively new type of Google advertising. Let's just call it PMax campaigns. Google promises that through machine learning and AI, it will figure out what's the best ad network. Is it shopping, display, search, something else? The best creatives, the best headlines, the best descriptions, what images to use, or maybe it's better to use videos and then what videos to use. And finally, it will also figure out the audience for you. As you will see in this tutorial video, as I will show you, machine learning of Google is great, however, it's still not perfect, and you have to make sure that your PMax campaign is set up in the right way and you don't miss out on those settings. So if you want to learn about this, stick to the end of this video and I will show you these today. In general, I would say that the pros of PMax is that once it's nailed, then actually it can scale up quite fast. This is one reason why e-commerce businesses really like it, using PMax campaigns. And also it's beginner friendly because you don't have to learn all the ins and outs of search campaigns, display campaigns, shopping campaigns, even YouTube ads, all of that. It's relatively simple to set this up. So as a beginner, you can actually start here if you have at least 30 conversions in the last 30 days in your Google ad account. In the cons section, however, I would say that sometimes it's too generous to spend your money, especially if you don't provide those signals and the right creatives and the product that you want to sell. So definitely you want to give some instructions to Google, especially at the beginning. If you are an advanced Google media buyer, then maybe you like PMax less because you just know all the ins and outs and you want to have the control over those because actually you can get even better results. And maybe I would add one more caveat here, which is sometimes we can see that PMax campaigns tend to focus too much on add to carts or other types of conversion metrics if your only conversion goal is not just purchases. So be aware of that as well. And if you're on e-commerce, I would focus on purchases as your only conversion goal. That being said, now let's go to my computer and let's see how to set up a PMax campaign. Alright, so let's set up this PMax campaign. So first you need to go here, hit new campaign. Cool. And the first question, as usually, so what's your campaign objective? And you can pick sales if you are in e-commerce, that's the most common one. If you are in service businesses or lead gen, that you can pick leads. However, most of the times we actually put no goals, because if you choose a goal, it guides you regarding the settings later on, in the later steps. So we like adjusting things and setting up things by ourselves here at Budai Media. So, we just want to see all the options that Google can offer to us. So that's why we actually have without a goal guidance. Then you can pick Performance Max, and after you can see the conversion goal. So if you are in e-commerce, like most of our viewers, you should pick purchases, but you can add other goals, add to cart. So we can see accounts using that. But I wouldn't recommend this for a few reasons. Google sometimes it tends to optimize for add to carts or different other events than purchases, so I wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, let's pick purchases. We don't want any micro conversions or anything like that. If you have a service business or something else, you can pick a phone call or you can pick any other goal. Also, we want to make sure that the merchant center is connected as it is now. Okay, now hit continue. Okay, so here we are asked about our bidding strategy, and here we already have a conversion value set up. So if you are not aware, then here with Google Ads you can have as a goal a conversion. So let's say number of purchases, or you can add a value to your conversion. So for example, if you have different products or different steps in your funnel, some purchases, they will be worth more than others. You can add a number as a value of that conversion, and you can add lower numbers as a value for other conversions. So we want to maximize for conversion value here, you can set a target return on ad spend, which is optional, or set a target ROAS. So typically we don't pick this. And after customer acquisition, optimize campaign for acquiring new customers. So like 90% of the cases you don't need this. I would only recommend this if you have really specific goals about acquiring new customers. So if I pick this, then a bit higher for new customers than for existing customers. Google says it's recommended, which is, I find it a bit misleading. But you know, if you really want to prioritize new customers, you can think about it. Or again, if you have a very specific strategy about your acquisition strategy and what you can afford, then yes, you can bid specifically for those new customers. So, or you can actually pick only bid for new customers. So now I will uncheck this just in most cases as we do. And the next one is the location. So select location to target. And this is a tricky topic. I will come back to this at the end of this video because, believe it or not, Google is a bit tricky, gimmicky. You know, there is a few things that you must be aware of when you are here. So this brand actually sells in the United States, so I will pick US. And as you will see in the end, location, it's not as simple. But as of now, I will pick US. Also, language is English. Okay, so here automatically created the sets, which basically ask us if we want Google and Google's AI machine learning to help us with creating a set. So here I would say there is no right or wrong answer. So by default it's checked. So Google will help us to come up with text assets for our ads and also the final URL. If you want to be very conservative, then you can uncheck these. So, you know, we don't want Google to help us. But I would say let's check this for now. And I think what is even more important is actually excluding some URLs. So here you can define a few URLs that you don't want Google to send traffic to you. So if you go to the website of the store or your business, then typically you want to avoid Google to send traffic to your blog articles, to your blog posts, also maybe a support page or contact us page. So now I will add this here. This company doesn't have a blog, so actually we don't have to worry about. And also, if you are worried about pages about your privacy policy or terms and conditions, don't be afraid, or don't be scared, because actually Google is smart. So Google knows what it is already, and it doesn't send any traffic to these legal pages. Okay, so the next section is more settings. This will be quick. So ad schedule, you can play with this if you want, but typically we run the ad all day, so we don't define this specifically. It's very rare that you have to change this. And start and add end dates. So if you want, you can add an end date, but typically we pick no end date. Okay, and the last thing that is actually quite important, so brand exclusions. So those searches, when your traffic people, they look for your brand and they use these branded keywords, then basically you can decide where to direct them. And here there is no good or wrong options. I would talk to the client what they prefer, so they don't really care about seeing the branded search volume and their conversion and their numbers. They don't really care about separating them and seeing those separately. And then you can run those branded keywords in your PMax campaign without any separation. However, if they care about it, and honestly, I'm a bigger fan of caring of this, because many times these branded keywords, they can have a much better conversion rate and engagement, and all the metrics are just better for branded. So in that case, I would definitely exclude these branded keywords. And in that case, if you do that, you want to set up at least a separate shopping campaign with your branded keywords. Otherwise, if you exclude the branded keywords here and that search volume, search traffic, then you will basically don't run any campaigns for your branded keywords, so that will be a huge problem, right? So either you can use no brand exclusions, and then it will be a part of your PMax campaigns, those branded keyword traffic, or you can exclude them here, and you want to set up a shopping campaign separately for those branded keywords. So these are the two options that you can pick here. Okay, so for now we won't separate this. This client actually doesn't really want that. Okay, so the next part is asset generation. So basically this is the section where you have to provide details and data to Google, and Google's AI, it's machine learning, it tries to figure out things and, you know, come up with all the creatives and audiences, angles, all of that for your highly automated PMax campaign. In a nutshell, based on our experience with our team, AI and Google is still not there in 2024. So as you will see, it can give you a lot of crap. You don't want to use that. You want to double check things because, again, it's not as reliable as you want this to be. So yeah, let me guide through this as well. First question is super simple. So what's the final URL? And here I will add the website of the store. As you could see previously, we defined a few URLs where we don't want to drive traffic to, for example, a blog or a support page. So those will be already included. And the next one is what products or services are you advertising in this campaign? So fitness equipment, fitness instruction, personal training. Here you can add a short description. Typically this is pulled in from your website, so you know, you can make it more specific if you'd like. Select pages to enhance and suggest images from. So you can add images, as you will see in a few seconds, or it can also pull in images from these sources, which is typically not that great. Okay, so using these information, let's generate the assets. Okay, so it was quite fast. And now asset group name. So here basically you can create different asset groups where you define the audience, you define the creatives that we could use, and all of that. So yeah, I will just name it, let's say asset group test 1, and okay, let's hide it. Listing groups. Here you can pick all products, which is the default. I think it's pretty bad that's the default, because if you leave it here, then you know it will be very generic, especially if you sell multiple products. Or you can pick, and you should pick in most cases, use a selection. So you can go by category, brand, item ID, and you know all of these different options. And let's say item ID. So this is a store with only 2 products, so it's relatively simple, but we still want to sell only one of them and not both. So yeah, I will go with this one, okay, and save it. All right, and if I scroll down, here's the final URL again, and actually we can see the preview of the Google Ads. So YouTube, Gmail, search, display, discover, all of that, both desktop and mobile, so that's great. And now we need to provide headlines. So when it comes to headlines, then there are 15 that you can add. As a rule of thumb, I would say that you don't necessarily need 15 headlines. Even 5 or 7 can be enough. What you should rather focus on is making sure that each of them is unique. So if you just change one word, you add or remove one word, it's not very unique. So it won't change too much. So these are generated by AI here, and you know, we can go through it and remove a few, leave the most relevant ones. You can generate more if you wish. And then here, long headlines, there are 5 of them. Description, AI generated them already, so yeah, you can review those. And then the next one will be images. So actually you can add images yourself. there are different ways to do that. So there are the suggested ones. So Google already suggests images to be used. You can use your asset library, which is again pulled in from your website and social media pages. And I will just select a few. So these are typically high quality images. Now the generated images. So typically these are really bad. And even if you give it instructions, won't be good. So yeah, let's select this one. Sorry, I don't want to select it. I just want to enlarge it. So yeah, this is not the name of the brand. This is not the product. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with the real product, which really sucks. So yeah, these images are really bad. Oh my god. And it's especially bad with captions on images. There are some free stock photos as well. You can also use them if you want. But again, the best are your photos, high quality photos. You have to pick at least 20 and after you can save it. Alright, so after this you need to pick the logo, add the business name if it's not added yet. And then you can create videos as well. So I would highly recommend not using anything AI generated videos here, but you should rather create a few videos. You need at least 5 videos that can be used, and you need nothing fancy. You don't need a fancy camera, fancy setup. Make it super simple. Just make sure you have 5 videos and you are ready to go. Okay, and now there are some extra options. So site links, you can add extra links to your ad. For example, products, training products, bundles and deals. Let's say I want to add this, then this will be here. So yeah, you can experiment with this as well. And okay, let's create this site link, save. Okay, cool. Call to action. So in e-commerce, I wouldn't make it too complex. I usually just go with shop now, which is here. If you run a consulting business, can be book now or you know, contact us, get a quote. So you can use more options. Now I will only use shop now. And there are more asset types here. So for example, prices or special promotions. So if you want, you can add prices of products as well. And calls, structured snippets. So structured snippets can actually help you with different product categories, for example, like types of product. Black, black and purple, pink, blue, all of that. Or if you sell sofas or I don't know, supplements, then you can categorize them and people, they can find what they want. But you know, in many cases they are not aware of the categories actually, because they don't know the product, so it just doesn't make too much sense. Now I won't add these here. Okay, lead forms and call out as well. You can add a call out which is shown in your ad as well. Okay, and it's just added to the end of your ad. You can pick multiple if you want. Get muscles made of steel. Okay, let's apply, and that's it. So after this, there is a really important part, which is signals. So what is a signal? You help Google's AI or machine learning algorithm who is the ideal audience, because you will save a ton of money and time as well if you give as good data for Google as possible. You don't want Google to really target everyone and figure it out itself alone, because you know, that will be expensive and also it takes time. So basically how you can do this is, one is search themes. So you can add up to 25, or if you already have a saved audience signal, you can use it like all audience. So yeah, we can just simply use this one. Now I will delete this. Add your own first party data, but there are additional signals as well. And these are basically audiences, so interest and detailed demographics or demographics. Here I like setting this one. So household income is top 10% to 50% and uncheck the unknown. So we don't want to target the unknown guys and the lower 50% of the population. Okay, I don't care about the rest. So yeah, this is all good. And I will add search themes as well. Okay, so I will just add up to 25 different search themes, and okay, let's give a name. So let's say signal test. Okay, we have it. Go to next. So here we have the budget, and obviously you want to know how much you can spend. I wouldn't go below $50 per day. Otherwise you can set a custom budget. Okay, so now I will shoot it for the minimum, or very low amount. I will not actually run this campaign. Go to next, and let's give it a name. So test campaign PMax, and basically here you just want to review everything. Okay, so once everything is good, then you can go ahead and publish your campaign. Okay, so we are not done yet. Actually, I want to show you some extra nuggets, and one of them is the location. So you want to go to campaigns, pick your campaign, go to settings, and here we want to go to locations, and here is the gimmick by Google. So United States, that's good, but location options, this is the default one, presence or interest, and not presence. So what this basically means, people who are interested, they are not in the US, but they are outside of the US, of that country that you picked as the location, and they are interested in that country. So maybe they are thinking about moving to the US, or maybe they just like American movies, or I don't know, they have a US relative. But this can be many different things, and a lot of people, mostly people are interested in the US. We can see that many of them are from Asia, so obviously they don't live there. So you want to change this to presence. So don't forget this, because if you don't change it, it will send a lot of low quality traffic to your link. And besides, you also want to check that no specific feed is added. Also, you want to check your customer acquisition is unchecked, so that's great. And automatically created assets are turned on, and the excluded URL is there as well. So yeah, once we reviewed all of these, then the campaign is good to go, and I wish you great success with your next PMax campaign. Hope you enjoyed, and even more importantly, you learned a lot from this video. Here at Budai Media, our goal is to help at least 1,000 e-commerce businesses grow with high quality marketing, because we can see too much shit out there. If you like this video, make sure that you go down, you subscribe to this channel, and also hit the notification bell so you get updated of my weekly videos. We collected the top 100 email templates from the past 6 years, and these generated tens of thousands of dollars for our clients. So go down and click the link and get this 100 templates for free. And finally, I will drop you one more video here. Make sure that you check it out as well.